What's going down, everyone? Danny G here. I just want to touch quickly on this late breaking news from last night that President Donald J. Trump and his wife Melania Trump both tested positive for COVID-19. Wow. And regardless of what I think about Donald Trump politically, I pray that him and his wife Melania make a speedy recovery, which I believe they will. The virus is a high survival rating, but of course you worry in all seriousness about Trump's health because he's 74 and a little overweight, and you also worry about Joe Biden, who he's running against, his health because, well, Joe and his wife tested negative today, but before that came out, I was worried about Biden because he's 77 and he was, in close proximity to Donald during the debate. So, but my main concern of this is how was this possible? Like, with all the testing going on with MLB players, they didn't play in a bubble. With the NFL right now, them not playing in the bubble. And by the way, the Titans actually did have an outbreak, so they're having to postpone their game against the Steelers, I believe, this week. So overall, the NFL has actually been doing pretty good, and so is the MLB for the most part of preventing a COVID outbreak. And is the president not tested every single day? Like, I don't know if this is true, but I heard on CNN that Hope Hicks, the news came out that she tested positive to the White House. It came out earlier, and Trump was not tested immediately. Again, I don't know if that's true. It could be not true, but if that is true, then that's just insane that the president would not get tested daily anyway. And he took his test like early in the evening last night, I believe, and then he got his results a couple hours or so later. So I just don't understand how, like, I mean, I know that he hasn't wanted to wear a mask a lot of times, and a lot of times you don't see him wear one in public, but like still, I mean, I don't, like, is everyone else then just not tested around him? Like, and of course you do have Joe Biden doing the responsible thing and actually wearing one when he's in public, and Trump, of course, made fun of him for that in the debates. But, again, I hope that Donald and Melania make a speedy recovery, which, again, I believe they will. It's announced today they've had mild symptoms, so I hope they don't get worse because, again, Trump is in that age group where he could possibly be at risk for it. So, regardless of what I think of him politically, him the person, I don't hate. So I hope that he's able to make a speedy recovery. But I just don't understand how, like, with all the measures that we have to prevent this, that this is capable of happening. Like, I just don't understand. And COVID is a serious thing. It has a high survival rating, a 98% survival rating, I believe. And I took a test a couple days ago, and it came back negative, of course. And it's because I was around some people. So I wanted to get a test to make sure, since I live with, my parents, and, I'm around people who might be at risk, that I wasn't spreading it without knowing it, because of course it's something you can have asymptomatically. And, 2020 just sucks, the whole thing. It's, it gives everyone, a false sense of worry. Sometimes it feels like a false sense of worry, but like it is, something that you should worry about, but it's also, not something that you should, have ruin your life, I think. But it's definitely something that you have to be cautious about and have to, wear a mask when go to a public store or something, like when you're around people, especially people that you might not know. And, it's confusing, everything about it. Trust me, it's like, it is, but, it's something that shouldn't last a whole lot longer. Like, by that I mean, like, it shouldn't last another year at least, because a vaccine is in the process of being made. But yeah, I just so confused as to how, like, the president of the United States could possibly test positive when all the sports that we watch, and anyone in the entertainment industry that might do something with people around, like do small events or something that aren't virtual, they get tested regularly. So I just don't get how the president of the United States could possibly get test positive. Like, that is scary. Like, oof. And another thing is, I've heard talk that they might not do the next two debates. Why can't they just do it virtually through Zoom? That's the way most people went to school, regardless if they were in elementary school, middle school, high school, college. A lot of them, like last semester, did it through Zoom. People have been working that work in offices through Zoom. So why can't we have a presidential debate through Zoom? We can have Chris Wallace actually give Trump a mute button whenever he starts to interrupt. And by the way, that debate was hilarious. Like, yes, it was a shit show, but it was hilarious. It was entertaining. So I recommend anyone checking it out that did not already. And so yes, I would love to see a debate between Chris Wallace, Trump, and Biden again on through Zoom or virtually somehow, and like actually give the moderator Chris Wallace a chance to, mute either of the two if they start to talk over each other, and give each of them their own 2-minute platform that they need. If they have to, they may be able to do it in person if they both test negative, but the vice presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Mike Pence, they could do that virtually too to make it safer. Like, I think that's like the most smartest option. I don't get why you haven't heard anyone on national TV or anyone in the media even suggesting that idea. Yeah, just that kind of seems a little odd to me. But anyway, Danny G, that's all I got. Peace.